So it's real snowy outside, and I have a bit of a cold, but I did just hit 3,000 subscribers, and I wanted to just take a couple minutes and answer any questions that you, my lovely audience, might have for me, your Darth Nader. First off, Toast Nobby asks, why did you choose the name Darth Nader? And it's pretty simple. I had a friend in like middle school, early high school, that would come up with these like pun-related nicknames for me because my name is Nate. So he'd call me like Terminator, Nader Tots, Darth Nader, and all of them, Darth Nader was always my favorite. And when it became time for me to start releasing solo material, I knew that I couldn't do it under my actual name because my name is Nate Nawarda, spelled like that. And like that's not, no one's going to be able to like find you on Google or like want to type that into YouTube. So I knew I needed like a pseudonym. And I thought that was fun. And also it's not super serious. And I knew that even before I started doing like explicitly meme-y stuff, I knew I didn't want to be like one of those artists who took myself really seriously. And yeah, that's all the reasons for that. Colorful Cheese asks, Counter-Strike or Team Fortress 2? I haven't played either a ton, but probably Team Fortress 2. I don't like shooting games that are super realistic like COD or Counter-Strike. They never really appealed to me. I like Team Fortress, Overwatch, Fortnite. That kind of like really cartoony style always appealed more to me. Parker Hummel asks, what is your opinion on Waluigi? I feel like I've made my opinion pretty clear in like the entire song that I wrote about him, and also the follow-up song where I diss Piranha Plant. But if you want to know more, I like him a lot. I think he's a great character. And I think he's an underdog, right? Like people criticize him being like, he was only made as a partner for Wario in tennis. And it's like, yeah, so what? Like that's why he's so likable. Like none of us were made for a reason. I think he's more human, right? Like most video game characters are made to support a franchise or for some real purpose, and I feel like the fact that Waluigi doesn't have like a real purpose beyond just being filler just makes him more endearing to me, and I think a lot of the fan base. Seth Bulldozer asks, what are your favorite content creators? Which ones, if any, helped inspire your content? Without a doubt, my favorite YouTube channel right now is ContraPoints. I think what she's doing on the platform is just unparalleled in terms of quality, and she just knows her shit. She has like a background in philosophy, and it shows. As far as content creators who have specifically influenced my work, I don't watch a whole ton of music YouTubers. I probably should check out more. But I think anyone who's trying to do what I'm doing on YouTube like owes a great deal to Bo Burnham, and I've always been a fan of his stuff. All right, this one's kind of long. Javelin Bellsnap writes, do you usually want to make a song, then think of ideas for songs, or do you have inspiration for a song before wanting to make a song? Like, did you see that Waluigi wasn't in Smash, then go, hey, I should make a song about that? Or did you look for song inspiration, then find that? This question is a little confusing, so sorry. Don't apologize. It is a little confusing, but I'll do my best. So basically, I'm just always looking out for song ideas. I have a Google Doc with probably like 100 different ideas for songs that I may or may not ever get around to. But yeah, I mean, I live my life. I go to work. I hang out with my friends. I spend time with my girlfriend. And any like conversation or anything I see in a movie I watch or on the internet or browsing my Twitter feed, I'm always like in the back of my head thinking like, oh, would this work as a song? And then when I see something, like I'm scrolling through Twitter and I'm like, oh shit, like people have made this Justice for Waluigi hashtag. When I see that, I write it down and I'm like, oh yeah, that would be a good song idea. And then I kind of decide like, do I actually want to put the work in to make this or not? Do I have time before it becomes irrelevant? That's a big decision because what I do like takes, you know, a lot of time. It's not just like making a commentary video. It's probably like between 20 and 40 hours per song. So I need to decide like by the time I finish this, will it be irrelevant? But yeah, to answer your question, I feel like I've like trained myself to have like a spidey sense where I don't need to like, every time I'm browsing Twitter, I'm not like, would this make a good song? Would this make a good song? Would this make a good song? But when I read something that like resonates with me, or when I hear something, this like alarm goes off in my brain and I'm like, oh shit, that would be a good song. Not spam? Question mark asks, what is your all-time favorite song? That is a tough one. I don't know if I have like, it's so hard to say. There's so many friggin' songs. Oh gosh. But for the sake of your question, I'm gonna say "You Can Call Me Al" by Paul Simon. I just think it's like it's a perfect song. The hook, it's one of the catchiest, most unforgettable hooks. The beat is so dancey, and the lyrics on the verses are so like intricate and wordy for a pop song that you're like, how did these verses ever get to the top 40? Brad Murray asks, do you ever get worn out doing meme stuff? No, I don't. I wouldn't do it. If I didn't like it, if I felt like it was wearing me out creatively, I would stop or I would slow down. I love writing songs. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. And to me, there's not like, even like on the creative end, there's not a huge amount of difference between writing like a serious song and a meme song. My process isn't that different. And that's kind of the weird thing. Like when I first started doing, I guess like Thanos Did Nothing Wrong would have been my first like meme song. And like I didn't have to change my style that much, and I didn't have to change my process that much. And it was kind of surprising like how easy it was to transition. And again, like the way I approach it is never like I'm gonna write a meme song. I'm just like, I'm gonna write a song that is about Waluigi or is about Thanos. I'm not like approaching it as a parody or as a joke. Michael Swainpole asks, do you have any musical training? Yeah. I don't know. What do you count as musical training? Like, I didn't like go to college for it, but I did take private lessons for many, many years. My primary instrument is guitar. I still consider myself primarily a guitarist. Yeah, I sing. I don't think I'm very good. I'm working on it, but I'm not at like the level where I would call myself a singer or a vocalist. But guitar, like that's kind of my main thing. I started when I was 8 and then took lessons for like 8 or 9 years. So yeah, I guess I would consider myself formally trained in guitar. And then singing, I didn't have any formal training. Up until last March, I started taking singing lessons. So yeah, coming up on a year, I have like a little less than a year of vocal lessons, and it really, I think it has helped. If you listen to like either my like People Are Animals record or a Century Go record compared to like any of the songs that I put out in the past 6 months, I think my voice sounds better, and I'm hoping the lessons are working because they ain't free. Jay Jones 2153 asks, what inspired you to start writing music? It's been a while. It's hard to say like the exact catalyst just because I was so young when I started writing. But I think just being a music fan, listening to music all day and having artists that I really looked up to who were songwriters, kind of inspired me to be like, yeah, I want to try that myself. I want to make somebody else feel the way that I do when I listen to the people I admire. Dougie W says, if you had to choose only one deceased musician to have a 2-hour jam session with, who would it be and why? It can't be a Beatle or Hendrix. That's okay. They're both overrated. A lot of the people I admire are still alive. Can I kill them first? You know what? I would probably have to go with Johnny Cash. His live album at Folsom Prison is probably, it's one of my like top 10 records of all time. I think that when he wrote songs, they were fantastic, and when he played other people's songs, he put his own spin on them. And it's really hard to find a songwriter who is so good at both those things. My friend Chelsea, who releases really awesome music under the name Stress Dolls, which you can check out here, she writes, what is your favorite animal? That's easy. This is the easiest question I've had all day, and it's an orca. It's an orca. Orca, orca. Orca, 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 orca. Ellie Johnson asks, how do you find inspiration? And also, if you have time to answer a second question, do you write lyrics first or music first? Um, for the inspiration question, I think I answered it a bit before, but it's in like the everyday mundane things. You know, I very rarely write about like really profound emotional experiences. Um, I prefer to write about like the little minutia of everyday life, and that's kind of what inspires me. And when I do have like a really large concept on my mind, I want to channel it through that. I love like taking something really boring or insignificant and like holding up a magnifying glass to it and exploring it until maybe you realize that it isn't so uninteresting after all. And to answer your second question, lyrics first or music first, it's really up to you. Personally, I usually do lyrics first just because I'm a very like word centric person. I put the most time into my lyrics. Um, I kind of see the song as supporting the lyrics. That's really what every aspect of the song I want to service the words. Not everyone writes like that, and not everybody wants their songs to end up that way. So yeah, I think just evaluate what is more important to you. Like, do you want the words to serve the music, or do you want the music to serve the words? And I think once you decide what half of that equation you value more, that'll kind of give you your answer. Don't write a certain way just because I do. I'm not like an expert. Like, I'm not that great. I just like failed a lot and found what worked for me. All right, and last but not least, Endergo asks, do you regret Justice for Waluigi being the thing you're best known for? Short answer, no, I don't. Long answer, no, of course not. Like, there's so much music in this world. People are independently releasing albums every single day. Like, I have so many friends that are musicians and like better than me, much better musicians than me, and they haven't achieved the audience that I have. And no, of course not. I think beggars can't be choosers, and any independent artist is a beggar. Like, none of us, are coming up expecting audiences, and I feel incredibly honored to have anybody listening, and the people who come to my videos, right after I post them and comment on every single video. Like, I feel extremely lucky to have that. And also as an artist, I think you have to meet people where they are. I could write songs that I care about all day long, but if nobody else cares about them, then like, what's the point? So for me, it's really about a compromise. Like, where can I find the middle ground between stuff that I care about and stuff that my audience wants to hear? And I feel like Waluigi was like the pinnacle of that. So I hope I answered all your questions sufficiently. And I just wanted to thank you guys so much. 3,000, it might not seem like a big number, but I honestly wasn't sure that my music even had the potential to reach like 100 people. If you have any tips or stuff that you want to see in the new year, let me know below, and I'll do my best to make y'all proud of me.